Hello there. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Q Sport on Ascent Television. My name is Jide Olaniran. On the show today, we will be looking at some snooker events that went down, as well as the Mosconi Cup that a whole lot of people are looking forward to already. And also on the show today, we've got the SPPA ranking, the latest ranking that's talking about the Snooker and Pool Players Alliance of Nigeria. We'll be looking at the ranking on the show. So many interesting things. The talking points is going to be interesting. You better count on us as we go take you through this particular show today. Okay, let's go on a break for the news beats. And when we come back, the show continues with the discussion part. Welcome back. Straight to the business. Let me introduce Joachim again, who is joining me as we look at some of the issues on today's show. Joe, it's a pleasure to have you again.
Jide, it's a pleasure being with you as usual.
Joe, let's start from snooker. Let's look at the champion of champions, where Judd Trump won all that was expected. Let me say, in terms of it was the last man standing, in fact, because he edged out John Higgins by 10-4. So for Judd Trump, Judd, that was his first champion of champions event that he will be winning, and I must say that was massive on his part.
Sure.
That is fantastic. That shows that there is more to come. If he at least his cap will definitely, before you know it, will catch up with the likes of
the Rocket himself.
Exactly, who's won.
Yes, the Champion of Champions event is one of the big major events you have on the World Snooker Tour calendar. It brings together most of the winners in all the various tournaments throughout the year. And normally, as usual, it holds at the end of the year. That's the month of November, as we walk into the Christmas season. For me, I think what is pretty interesting in the event is the prize money. Mm-hmm. It's what starting your Christmas with $150,000 and £150,000 for the winner just before Christmas. Mm-hmm. I think it's a very good Christmas gift. Yes. But the total prize money for this particular event is £440,000. So I think it's good. Most of the professional snooker players have the opportunity, especially those who have won events throughout the year. It's good that they had an opportunity of showcasing their skill. I'm always impressed when I see some of these players play, and what will I call him? The Ava Terrible, that's Rocket himself, O'Sullivan, Ronnie. That Ronnie will not just walk as usual to an event, and the bookmakers will just all the odds will favor him that he's going to win. Mm-hmm. But this time we're having some good players. John Egg is a good player. Mm-hmm. So it's good we look at how it went throughout the tournament. Like we could see at the semi-finals, Judd Trump beat Kevin Wilson 6-0. When they whip you 6-0 in such an event, you know that your opponent is ready for show. Mm-hmm. While John Higgins played against Yan Bintang. Yan Bintang is a Chinese player, very talented and skillful player. But unfortunately, and that was, for me, that was the final of finals. Mm-hmm. Because that particular semi-final match went to the ropes. It ended 6-5. It was anybody's game after it was 6-5-5. So John Higgins could have won. Young Bintao should have won. But somehow, luck was on the part of John Higgins. He was playing on home turf, as United Kingdom. So it's expected. Maybe if they met in China, it would have ended up with a different thing. Then that was in the semi-finals. At the quarter-finals, Judd Trump also was able to, I would call it whitewash. Prime Day, he whitewashed him 6-0 in the quarter-finals, while John Higgins unexpectedly beat the Rocket himself 6-1. Nobody expected it in the quarterfinal that kind of result was going to happen. So it was a good one generally, and we would say as usual, we'll say congratulations to Judd Trump for his victory. John Higgins, there's always another day to battle.
I think for me, Judd Trump showed the signs that he was really ready for the kill in this particular event. If you go by some of the results he posted before the finals, especially the 6-0, shows that he was ready for whatever was going to come. So
psychologically and emotionally, in every area,
he already sent
every department, he has already sent in
the signals.
The signal that man, anybody I meet, he should be ready for a battle. I
think it's good. Like I said, his first win. It's the first time he was winning the champion of champions, and we must give kudos to him. And hopefully, we hope we will retain it, or there will be a new winner next year. So big ups to him. Let's move on quickly. Let's look at the fact that the British Telecoms, BT, that's what they call the T. It's an international media. It's taking up the broadcast partnership of the Ultimate Pool Professional Cup. It's the first time that the Ultimate guys will be hosting this particular one. This is a new property they just designed. It will be holding from the 27th to the 30th of December. That is for those. It's going to be a festive period. A whole lot of that means a whole lot of pool is at stake for people to enjoy. But the fact that the Ultimate guys have been able to get BT to be part of their broadcast partner, it's massive.
It's massive.
From the round of 32 this time around, the BT will be showing
live.
Live.
That's the important thing. It's good for me. I'm excited about it because Matchroom is investing and focusing a lot on 9-ball pool. And we know that 9-ball pool is not the only version of pool that we have out there when it comes to Q Sports. So we have 8-ball pool. And we have professional players in 8-ball pool. And it's also good for me because 8-ball pool is the most popular type of pool we play here in Nigeria, especially in Africa. 9-ball pool is not as popular as 8-ball pool. So 8-ball pool is good that we are. And the Ultimate pool, they are investing in the development of 8-ball pool. So for me, it's a win-win. Matchroom is investing in development of 9-ball pool. They're investing in development of snooker. That is good. More partners, more corporate bodies are getting involved. And that is a big win.
Yeah. So let's move on to the Mosconi Cup for this year. It's going to take place at the Alexandra Palace from December 7 to 10. And Team US just announced the last member of their team, who is, by the way, Tyler Styer is the last member. After the team captain, Jeremy Jones, has announced all the teams. Good enough to see that Jeremy Jones picked Hal Strickland. That is as the first wild card. That's talking about the US team now.
Yes.
And our player of the week is Hal Strickland, but also that's not, maybe that's a coincidence, but the fact that they are ready. the teams are ready. On the part of Team US, we have Jeremy Jones, who is the captain. Earl Strickland, the first picked by the captain as the wild card pick. There is also Skylar Woodward, Tyler Styer, the player that was named, the last player that was named as part of the team, Chris Rehord, and Shane Van Bonen. Van Bonen is also there. For Team Europe, we've got the captain is Alex Lilly. Eklund Cassie is also there. Albin Ochen is there, the Austrian, who is massive player. David Arcade, Jason Shaw, and Joshua Fila. Joshua Fila is going to come pretty good for Team Europe. Of course, he's won the last championship. I think he won the last championship. Yes, that was the pool championship or so. He won it. So for me, I think when you look at the Team Europe, there's something tells you that the kind of form they will be bringing into this particular edition is going to be great, looking at how some of their players have fared this season.
Yeah. For L, Slita says that he has some tricks and strategy off his sleeve that he's bringing into this year's Mosconi Cup. So we are all looking forward to it. Remember that he was the US captain in 2001 when US beat Europe 12-1 in the final of the Mosconi Cup. In some of his comments, he said he was surprised that he thought he had passed his time to be invited to a tournament of this caliber. And so he was surprised that he was invited and that the Europeans somehow should be afraid or be nursing some fear that a player of his stature will be on board for Team USA. Team Europe, most of the players in Team Europe for 2001 and 2021 played in 2020. So I remember that Jason Shaw was voted the MVP of that particular event. So I believe most sincerely that this year, in this particular event, let's all watch the progress of the event. But I know that it's going to be a very, very, very keenly contested event because, I think right now they are 13-13.
Oh, yeah.
So Europe will not want...
This year is going to be a tiebreaker.
Yeah, this year is going to be something like a tiebreaker. Who wins this year has stopped the other person with one victory over the other. So I think, for me, I think it's going to be great. It's something we all that love pool and follow pool and report pool. All of us will be watching it so keenly. And we're hoping that we wish both teams the best of luck. But left to me, I think Team Europe has an edge over Team US.
Like the same. I think we're on the same page as far as this year's Mosconi Cup is concerned. Because I looked at what some of the top guys, some of the members of the Team Europe, what they've been able to achieve this year, going by their form and some of the things they've won, you wouldn't have any choice but to give it to them.
Example, someone like Eklund Cassie.
Yeah,
Eklund Cassie was voted the best player in the 2019 edition of the year.
We're looking at even the last, he won, I can't just remember. I know that for Joshua Fila, Eklund Cassie, they've won events this year.
This year, a lot of events.
Compared to their American counterparts. So, when on current form, judge by you're as good as your form. So, that is what
on form. The Europeans have an edge over the Americans on form, sincerely. Europeans have an edge over the Americans on form. One thing,
there are times that maybe when Mosconi Cup eventually starts, form might be thrown out of the window, who knows? Because surprises, but let's see how it goes.
When it comes to professional sports, the players' form is very, very important. But like what L. Strickland said, experience will also come to play.
That's what I said.
And that's why L feels that he has the experience and he's bringing some value to the American team.
All right. We are hoping. Okay, the countdown starts, and let's see how it goes. Just a few days from now, 7th of December, so the 10th of December at the Alexandra Palace. We go on a break and up next will be our player of the week, L. Strickland, the old guy who is promising a form in the new scheme. Who knows? Well, that's our player of the week, L. Strickland from the US. Welcome back to the show. We are still talking Q Sport right here on ASEAN Television. And straight we go now to the crunch of the matter. And that is about the Snooker and Pool Players Alliance, the latest ranking. And Joe is a man on ground who's been following things as it's been going there.
Yeah, even though the Snooker and Pool Players Alliance promotes all the versions of Q Sports. But right now, the rankings in 8-ball pool and in Chinese pool are the ones that we are seeing a lot of activities. For 8-ball pool, the number one is still number one because the gap is pretty wide. And that's Daniel Bulwe, whose ranking point is 2064. Then we have second is, we call him Prof. That's Wale Oshomo, whose ranking point is 2002. Then we now have Charles Agbezi. His ranking point is 184.70. But now Wale Abayomi is pressing so hard, and now he has now come into the pool of the big boys. And Wale Abayomi, his ranking point is 1521. And in sixth position, you have Chijoke Isiolu, who is 1515.25. But in Chinese 8-ball pool, Wale is still number one, but his ranking point has increased. Because many of these players are playing because these tournaments offer them the opportunity to play in the top 4 tournament that hopefully the SPPA is organizing this September or in his second week of December, so that we can have
this
the tournament.
November.
So this November, or before the second week of before the Christmas, the second week of December. Okay. So now, for Chinese 8-ball pool, we have Oluwole Abayomi, whose ranking point is 1112. Second is Egun Paddy, his ranking point is 1053. Now, Kenneth Marizu. Remember in 8-ball pool last week, the last time we were here, Kenneth Marizu was, I think he was number 4 in 8-ball pool. He has dropped out of the top 5 in 8-ball pool. Now he has is now in second position in Chinese 8-ball pool. He's putting more focus on Chinese 8-ball pool. And his ranking point is 1053.00. Also, Oscar, who is somehow Oscar has come from nowhere. And he has not come into the focus. It tells you there's a lot of activity in Chinese 8-ball pool. It tells us that there's Chinese 8-ball pool or Chinese pool is getting traction right here. And Oscar Iro, his ranking point is 1073. So right now, we have 2 people who are joint second. That's Egu Paddy and Kenneth Marizu. Both of them are joint second. And we have 2 people who are joint fourth, and that is Oscar Iro and Charles Agbezi, who both of them have 1037. So that is how the point is. That was what is happening on the ladder right now.
It appears that so many things are going down. There is this struggle, or should I say, contention for prestige at the Chinese
Ebopo. Yeah, right? There's a lot of action.
So we're watching. We'll see how it goes. Yes, this is how the cookie crumbles on today's show. And before I go, let me tell you this. You can like our Facebook page, Ascent Television, or you follow us on Twitter, or you can also follow us on Instagram, Ascent Television. And yes, our YouTube channel is Ascent Television. All you need to do is just go like and click that bell button so that you can subscribe to this channel so you can enjoy best of sporting content, especially your favorite Q sports. Okay, and also because we are in partnership with the Snooker and Pool Players Alliance of Nigeria, you'll see all you need to know about the Snooker and Pool Players Alliance on our social media handles or on most of our shows too. And I must say kudos to Joaquim Idada, who is always supportive on the show and always coming around. Joe, thanks for coming again this week.
Yeah, Jide, it's my pleasure as usual.
All right, that's it for this week. Until I come your way next time, all I will ask you or urge you to do is keep potting. Find the pockets, because it's all about precision when you talk about Q Sport.